So our winter garden is starting to come in pretty decent. Our lettuce is looking nice. Our peas actually need to be trained to get up on top of the trellis. Need to take the time to do that. Train all of them. The few that is going up on, but they all ain't. Once they get it wrapped around there to begin with, they'll stay up on there. Then they won't come back down out. But the lettuce is looking really good. Actually, they're looking really nice. The spinach is starting to fill in pretty good. Some bugs getting on it though, for some reason.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty buggy.
Wonder why.
I don't know. It'll be all right though. Once the bugs go away for the winter, they'll straighten back out. Swiss chard's looking really good actually, but there's some bugs on it too, but not too bad. The cauliflower, it's looking really good. Actually, everything's looking good. Even the kale that she just put in this afternoon.
Just put in the kale.
Yeah, we was going to put it in up above, and that we don't have plastic. I thought we had plastic for that little bit of a hoop house, but we don't have none. I didn't feel like ordering any for that little piece. So maybe next year we'll do something in there. But this winter we're not gonna. But it's been stuff in there for the last probably 3 or 4 winters, so it can take a rest. We got onions in there yet, but they'll be all right. I'll put a small hoop over top of the onions, but other than that, I'll let it go. So a week or so ago, the one neighbor asked if I wanted these leaves again this year, and I said, well, yeah, and I told him to just put them where he did last year. So we're getting a pile. He's starting to get some leaves here. Hopefully he gathers them up again. His yard's starting to fill back up, so hopefully he brings us down some more. Last year we had a pretty nice mountain of them.
Ours is,
Oh, yeah, we didn't gather ours yet. But,
yeah.
But, well, that's not true. We did, but what we gathered so far, we put in the chicken area.
True, and they went crazy on it.
Yeah. We did put some down here. This soil over here is so poor, nothing grows in it real well. We planted these castor oil plants, and they didn't really grow real good. I mean, they got some seeds on them, not a whole lot. But I planted some lavender here, and it didn't do much all winter or all summer. So I've been mulching it the last 2 or 3 times I've put around here. And I can't remember what this is. I remember planting it here, but I can't remember what it is.
I can't remember if
I put rhubarb, a good many rhubarbs down through here too, but we've been mulching all that the last couple times, and that I used leaves actually from the neighbors down around there, and then we planted a bunch of new stuff back in that far corner of our property and down in this bottom corner. And I planted rhubarb the whole way down our property line on this side.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not quite straight, but I didn't use a string. I just eyeballed it. So it's yeah, it'll help improve the soil. So it needs to keep mulching it. It'll eventually, the worms will come up and eat it, and it'll start breaking the soil up, and it'll actually make the soil way better. And we also got four loads of wood chips that we got.
You can always use wood chips.
Always. We got 3 loads up above, but I already used at least one of them, maybe 1.5. It's probably half gone already, or close to it. Big garden is pretty much done for the season. I don't think there's anything else in here that we're going to harvest other than maybe some cauliflower.
It's looking really nice.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cauliflower. It's not starting to head yet, but it's growing pretty good. We have some beets down there too, and I can't remember what kind of beets them are. But this morning I'd come through and harvested the heads off the sunflowers I wanted to save for seed. And I got a bunch of dill, and I got some Mexican sunflower heads that I saved them for seed as well. So as far as seed goes, we're done saving seed for the year. Well, that's not true. These beans, I'd like to get them out of here, but they're still cover crop. So I'm going to let them in here for a couple more weeks probably before I get rid of them. There's still bees on them Mexican sunflowers.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to get rid of the flowers until the very last. He saw the one in the viewfinder probably. Yeah. Today we went through and cut down all of our peppers and picked off
bye-bye peppers.
All the peppers. I 2 rows out as well.
Yep.
These 2 rows here she already picked last week one day. We had cayennes at the end of this row. We picked them today. She actually picked a 5-gallon bucket of them. I think all together today we got 5-gallon buckets of peppers. These beans on here, these pole beans, we're going to let them go to hopefully they go to seed before they freeze out on us.
There's some
some
huge.
pods are really nice, like this one here. I'm sure that'll be all right. We're going to let them go to seed. So we have
Look how fat and
these
long.
things did really good. These are a hybrid though, so I don't know for sure what they're going to end up being.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, so we'll save these seeds, and we'll plant a small patch just for us to try and sample to see what we think of them before we actually keep saving them. So we may save some more from them next year, or we may not save any more of them. We'll see. But that corn there is Jimmy Red. We'll harvest that corn. What the birds didn't already eat, we'll get.
How pretty.
Some pretty nice grain corn.
It makes such good cornbread.
It's not dry yet, so it's definitely not ready.
So pretty red. Oh.
It is pretty. It makes good cornbread.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
I think the last time we grew it, it got way taller than that. But
we're down here.
Yeah.
Oh no, there in the middle it's pretty tall.
Well, it's true. In the middle it is taller. These fell over several weeks ago when that hurricane went through North Carolina and destroyed it. That's when this stuff all fell over. That's when our sunflower heads fell over too. Up till then, we had pretty good luck with the stuff staying up, but we had pretty good winds. It's pretty windy right now too, as you can see. But we'll go over here. Here's some nice seed pods.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like I say, we'll, if nothing else, even if we don't like
Look at that thing. It's ready to bust.
Even if we don't like the flavor of the beans that these produce, seem to be, like I say, it's a hybrid. Even if we don't like the flavor of them, we can use them for cover crop seed. So it's not a total loss either way.
True. Our pretty marigolds in the garden did really good.
They did, for sure.
And it broke up the plants.
Yeah.
It made it look so pretty in here.
Yeah, we try to intermix flowers with edibles.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's more, and the Mexican sunflowers. And
another week or so, we'll probably take this Premier 1 fence out.
Completely out?
The Premier 1 fence, I will.
That's just that outer piece there.
Yeah. Because next year I want to extend the garden up that way a little bit. But our pepper plants, I mean, that's just a couple here.
Ah, it fell over.
Well, it was stacked that high. So we got, peppers. I got some grass clippings, and I got the corn stalks. Here's a bunch of straw that was this was a chicken yard this summer, if you remember correctly. That straw and what's piled up against that fence up here.
Yeah. Yeah, they pushed it up again.
This year I'll gather all that up. That'll be mulch for when we put the garlic in. I'll use that for the cover of that. I'll mulch with that stuff then. That bed there, I'm not sure when. A lot of the sunflower heads aren't dead yet. But I want to collect this. I want to collect all the seeds for chicken feed. So
there's a lot of them in there.
Yeah, there is. So this bed here, this garden here is our small garden. This is where this garden here, we flip it often. By flip it, I mean, we'll have lettuce, and then when it gets out, we'll put beets in, and when it's done, we'll put spinach in, and so on, back and forth. That's what we use this garden for. It's smaller, and it's closer to the house. So this is our high flip. Our most crops comes out of this garden. Those are long-term crops in that garden. But it's pretty much everything in here is for the winter. We got some zucchini, and as you can tell, it's got burnt from freezing.
Oh yeah, it curled up.
It's been burnt from the frost already. We got 3 times this week I had to scrape my windshield off, but there's still zucchini on. I got 2 harvested. I harvested 2 today. There's still 2 on this plant. If the freeze holds out any longer, we'll get
A lot of flowers.
we'll probably get some more. But everything else in here is just cover crops.
My nasturtiums.
Oh yeah, well
Oh
yeah.
man.
They love the cooler weather too. They go crazy.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. About half think them planted themselves. The next year they'll plant themselves again. But everything else in this garden is just cover crops. This is buckwheat, and we got clover.
Kale.
Well, kale.
From the spring.
Yeah. Got clover, buckwheat. Got a lot of clover and buckwheat. Hopefully them seeds, when them, I should come through here and cut them seeds out and feed them to the chickens. Because I really don't want this being a buckwheat field next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if the seeds will survive through the winter or not. I know the plants won't, but I don't know that the seeds will or not. And this one here, we just got radishes and peas. That one there is more buckwheat and clover. Radish and peas. Down there's this end here is a this has radishes. I think I put some peas in with it and winter rye. I'm not sure what all I put in this. There's several different varieties of crops in this one. And this bed here was our tomatoes. I shouldn't say we. She went through and cut them off at the ground so they'd die. I need to get them in and clean them up. In that bed there, we got some beets and some spinach growing in that bed. But this will soon. We get a good freeze. All this stuff that's in here will freeze. It'll freeze. It'll kill it. This is all winter kill, except that's not a winter kill cover crop. Everything else in here is. So.
It looks so pretty though.
It does look pretty.
It looks like a fresh new garden for the spring or something.
It is pretty. I'm not gonna get rid of the plants until the freeze takes them, and then I'll put a tarp over them. But till then, they're fine like they are.
Will you come in at all to mow them over before putting the tarp, or just
probably
put
not.
a tarp?
I'll probably just put a tarp over. Let the tarp smother them out. I need to come through before I put a tarp over though. I'm going to go through and get the weeds out of the walkways.
Oh yeah.
Put more wood chips in the walkways.
They always need done.
Yeah, there ain't many. I mean, the wood chips is pretty much gone already.
We did that last fall. And,
every fall.
And it just.
We use wood chips or leaves, one of the two, every fall in the walkways.
Yeah.
It helps with the weed control and moisture. The only bad thing about wood chips, even leaves are worse. Wood chips stay put better. The only bad thing about it is they'll get in your garden beds. You gotta just watch. You don't want wood chips in your garden bed.
And why is that?
Because for these to rot up, it actually pulls nitrogen out of the ground, out of the soil. If you had these in your bed mixed in with your dirt, your plants would be nitrogen starved. This bed here, we ain't got nothing in it but loofahs now. And they're, hopefully they don't.
Should we take them off?
They're not, no, not yet. Not until we know for sure they're going to freeze. This one here, I cut the plant off the other night.
Ah, okay.
So it would dry out. These other ones I probably should have, but I never. They're still connected. But I went through where our sunchoke's been growing for the last bunch of years. That bed's falling apart. So I put cardboard down because this in here was a weedy mess.
A weedy tomato fest.
It was a weedy tomato fest, exactly. So I put cardboard down, then I put probably that much of that garden bed soil on top of it. So I'm going to probably get some clover and put in here. I don't think the clover that I have, I don't think the winter will kill it. So I'll put that in here and it can grow all winter. Then next year I want to put watermelon in this garden, in this bed, and let trellis over top. And then we'll have comfrey down along there like we got now. As you can see, the comfrey's coming up. It's looking good.
Yeah, it is.
Once the comfrey gets a little bit more mature, it'll actually keep the weeds from suppressing everything anyways. So
And the chickens love that
they
comfrey.
do love that comfrey. They love that comfrey for sure. And I need to do the same thing over here. Of course, I'll probably put cardboard down only because I have it, but I wouldn't necessarily have to here because the tomatoes aren't growing here. I don't even know how many tomatoes was growing over there. It's ridiculous. They're just weeds.
A lot.
But this year's pretty rotten, as you can see. It's falling apart. I still have all those sunchokes I need to harvest, but I'm not sure where I'm going to plant them at. I'll plant them somewhere. We'll probably eat some, but most of them we're going to plant. Then this bed's coming out. I'm not. Yeah.
How long has that bed been there?
12, 15 years probably.
I was thinking that.
Been a while. It's been here for a long time. It's going to look weird without it here, but it's going to be easier to mow. Or we just extend the garden further up. But
future ideas.
What's that?
Future ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll see once what we do. Put cardboard down in it too. Not everywhere because a lot of the weeds I pulled out, and a lot of it wasn't weedy, but a lot of it was. So I put cardboard down. I'll probably put that much wood chips on top. Hopefully next year when the asparagus comes back up, it won't. Last time I put wood chips down, I think I put them in too thick, and the asparagus was bent on the end before it popped through the surface. It's kind of weird looking. Hopefully it don't do that this year, but we'll see. If it does, it does. We got a bunch more asparagus down there growing, so this bed got us through for years. Not sure how long we've had it. And then up here, the only thing up here is growing is just onions. They look pretty rough already, actually. Hopefully they.
Holy cow.
Yeah, of course it's dry. It does need watered. Needs watered and weeded, but all in all, it is what it is. I'll put some small hoops over top of these and cover. I have enough plastic to do that, but I don't have enough plastic to cover the whole thing. And that's so weedy, I just put a piece of plastic over top of it to keep the weeds from growing in. Try to snuff them out a little bit. That was weedy where the in the walkway and where the ginger's been. But I don't think next year, we're going to grow any ginger. We may, but I don't think we're going to. It sold pretty well, but it doesn't.
For the amount of space it needs.
For the amount of space it takes, and
it takes
no more yield than you get for how much it costs to get the seed. I don't think next year we're going to do it. And it takes from April till
at the end of the season.
Yeah, before you can harvest it. And truthfully, that's not long enough. It needs to grow longer than that. So I don't think we're going to grow any next year.
But we may change our mind.
We may. We got till January 1st.
Yeah.
To change your mind. That's when you have to buy it. If you don't buy it, then you won't get any. So we'll see. Just going to wrap this up. This will be our mid-September update, or mid-October update.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Already October.
Hopefully we can keep doing this mid-month update. We've done one all summer.
In t-shirts.
Yeah. Probably most of them probably was. But hopefully we can do one in November and December, January. We'll see what the weather brings. But anyways, that's going to wrap this up. Keep North Carolina and all that area in your thoughts and prayers because they need them. Florida, they got hit pretty hard this past week. So make sure you keep them in your thoughts and prayers and donate what you can. I will leave links for all that stuff down below. Till we meet again, take care and God bless.
See ya.